I have a story to tell you about bad credit loans, no credit check for emergencies. So if you're looking for a massive approval real fast, I want you to really look at this review here. So with the number one, the first lender that we love here is Fast Loans Group. And what we love about this lender is that you have a constellation of loans. And they're pretty generous too. I mean, they can go all the way to $50,000. So you can actually borrow from 100 all the way to $50,000. So if you're looking for a bad credit loans, no credit check for emergencies right now, stuff happening in the family, whatever, and you don't want to actually tie yourself with a large loan. Let's say you just want a small loan like 500 to take care of something real quick. This is Fast Loans Group. It's a great platform for you. And what we love about this platform is that they're not charging you a lot of APR. Like, sometimes when you are looking for an emergency loan, no credit check, you tend to have like triple digits APR. But Fast Loans Group doesn't actually do that. We love this a lot. So you have a low APR, a large, and like a variety of loans. That's what we love a lot. And basically, again, I want you to really, if you look at the screenshots that I asked you, like that I showed you originally, you have loans that go from 100 to 500, 500 to 1,000, 1,000 to 2,500, 2,500 to 5,000, 5,000 to 20,000, and 20,000 to $50,000. So what am I trying to say here? That Fast Loans Group is pretty flexible. Okay. So you choose the loan bracket that you want and everything is fine. And the form that you need to fill out while applying for a personal loan online can actually, through a fastloans.com, this is really fast. We have seen like you can actually fill out everything within 2 minutes. So if you're really, if you're in a hurry and you just want to know how much you could qualify for, this is a lender that you actually want to go through. And what we also love here is that there are no credit checks, so no hard pulls whatsoever. The only thing that they ask is that they want you to have a job. So if you have a job and you're making at least $600 a month in gross income, at least $600, you could qualify for a personal loan through Fast Loans Group. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here to have a quick convo with you about bad credit loans, no credit check for emergencies. Another lender I want to acquaint you with is called Super Personal Finder. And so with this lender, you can actually borrow up to $50,000. And it doesn't matter if you have bad credit, no credit. This lender does not actually check your credit. So the modus operandi of this lender is kind of similar to Fast Loan Groups. Okay, they pretty do the same thing. And what we see with the Super Personal Finder here is that you have a large constellation of personal loan lenders. This is really good. So you can actually be approved anywhere from $500 all the way to $50,000. So in this economy, I mean, if you're going through like a rough patch right now, monetarily speaking, and you're trying to really make ends meet, this is a lender you might want to consider. And the cool thing is that because you have a large panel of loan lenders, you can boost your chances of being approved, right? Because let's say if you were denied by one or two lenders, you have like 1,000 lenders. They are just waiting in line to really approve you. So we love this a lot. Anytime we see this arrangement of, let's say, a large constellation of lenders who are ready to approve borrowers, we love this a lot. It doesn't matter if you have bad credit. It doesn't matter if you have fair credit. You can still be approved. And the cool thing is you have a generous maximum loan amount. We are speaking here about $50,000. Normally, if you are looking for a bad credit loan, no credit check for emergencies, usually you don't get the loan amounts that are as high as $50,000. So having the ability to see a platform or a lender such as the Fast Loans Group or a Super Personal Finder actually help you out, this is just fantastic. And the one thing I want to say here is that with Super Personal Finder, you have no paperwork, so no credit check. They will ask you to have at least $500 in monthly income, 500. So this is even lower than what the Fast Loans Group was asking. So as long as you are making at least $500 a month gross revenue, you could qualify for a bad credit loan, no credit check for emergencies through Super Personal Finder. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about bad credit loans, no credit check for emergencies. The third lender that I want to talk to you about is called Fast Money Source. Here is another great lender that will actually will take care of you. And here we are so happy because those are very generous lenders. You are looking at a maximum loan amount of $50,000, which is really great. And the cool thing is that it doesn't matter, like the geography doesn't matter. So those are loans that are approved by regulators in all 50 states. So it doesn't matter where you live, you could still qualify. So fastmoneysource.com. What we love here is that besides bad credit loans, no credit check for emergencies, you can also get regular loans through this website. And the cool thing is that APR is not really a killer as you would expect. We've seen decent APRs in this sort of a subprime category or subprime territory. So again, 30%, sometimes 25%. This is really good. And what we love about Fast Money Source is that your data is secured, not a problem at all. And one thing I want to say is that you just need to make sure that you need to justify at least $1,000 in monthly income. So they want you to have $1,000 in monthly income. And again, I'm speaking here about gross revenue. So this is not net. This is pre-tax income. And the cool thing is that Fast Money Source is really flexible in terms of your employment, like proof of employment. So they might ask you to provide like your latest pay stub or your bank statements. Or in some cases, if you have a W-2, they will accept that also. Or if you have filed your tax returns last year, they might ask you to provide your 1040 for the last 2 years or 3 years. So again, when we talk about Fast Money Source, we're speaking about a large loan amount, a potential loan amount of $50,000, which is really great if you are, it really depends on the severity of the emergency you're dealing with. So having up to $50,000, this is really great. On top of that, Fast Money Source is not complicating the whole process by asking too many questions. Okay, they just going straight to the point, and this is just really fantastic. We really love this a lot, and not trying to really complicate things for you either. So this is great. Another lender I want to familiarize you with is called honestloans.net. Okay. And so we love the fact that honestloans.net it's a kind of similar to the first three that I just spoke to you about. And again, we're speaking about bad credit loans, no credit check for emergencies. And what we have seen with what we love about Honest Loans versus the other three is that Honest Loans, they tend to process loan applications faster. Like we've seen people get approved for bad credit loans, no credit check for emergencies within, check this out, 4 hours, which is really great if you are in a real emergency and you need cash real quick. Having a lender to actually disperse funds within 4 hours, this is just fantastic. The only thing is that the income requirements for Honest Loans, based on our research, they ask from $1,200 all the way to $1,500. So you can see that the income requirements in terms of the minimum income amount are a little higher, because where Fast Loans was asking you $600, Super Personal Finder was asking you $500, and Fast Money Source was asking you $1,000. This lender is asking you a little higher, but again, it's still decent when you really think about it. $1,000, $1,200 a month, that's totally possible. Totally possible. Even if you are working a 5-hour job or 6-hour job, you can still actually justify that $1,000 a month. And what we also love with honestloans.com is that they actually they have great customer service, and if you have any questions, they'll get back to you real fast. Okay. And one thing we love also is that they cover the whole, like all the 50 states, not a problem. In terms of their online reputation, fantastic. You don't have any kind of problem here. So you can get a loan regardless of your FICO score. Okay. We're speaking about a variety of loans to choose from, and you have cheap and affordable personal loans online. So overall, here is a great, in our view, a great platform where if you are looking for bad credit loans, no credit check for emergencies. And I want to talk to you about another lender. So we have Credit Clock. So Credit Clock is a great platform. The only thing is that Credit Clock is not as generous as the first four when it comes to giving you loans. And so the maximum here is $5,000. But hey, listen, it's still something. So on Credit Clock, you can borrow from 100 all the way to 5,000, and the repayment window goes from 3 to 24 months. The other four, the repayment window went from 1 month all the way to 60 months. But with Credit Clock, they're capping your repayment window at 2 years. Okay, and the APR is kind of decent too. Though you're looking at 5.99 to 35.99%. So decent, and you can actually Credit Clock tends to fund real fast. We've seen loans being funded within 7 hours and 9 hours. So this is really good also. So this lender is great for fast online personal loans. And so you have no credit check, bad credit, not a problem. You have a lender. Actually, one thing I need to say, Credit Clock is not a direct lender. It is a loan broker that works around the clock. They actually will work with you, will actually direct your application to the best lenders. Okay. And just think about a loan broker as an insurance broker. So instead of you trying to do research and finding the best insurance policies around, just reach out to an agent, and that agent will dig into his or her database and provide you with the best service providers. It's the same thing with a loan broker. That's what they do. They make sure that they give you the best loan program available based on your credit history, based on your financial situation also. So this is really great. One thing I also want to say here is that it doesn't matter. Your credit score doesn't matter. You can have poor credit. You can have, crappy credit. Excuse the word here. 300, 350, 325. They'll still take care of you. Not a problem. So we love that. And you also have flexible repayment terms. So this is really great. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about bad credit loans, no credit check for emergencies. And another lender I want to share with you is called low credit finance. So if you're looking for a bad credit loan, no credit check for emergencies, you want to check out low credit finance. And here you can borrow up to $5,000. Okay. And because the loan amounts go from 100 all the way to 5,000. And they also have the bracket, sort of the loan amount bracket that we saw with the other 4 or 5. So if you want to borrow from 100 to 500, from 500 to 1,000, from 1,000 to 2,000, and from 2,500, from 1,000 to 2,500, and from 2,500 to 5,000, you can qualify here through a low credit finance. This is really great. One thing we love with low credit finance is that now low credit finance actually is not a direct lender. So you are talking about, it's like basically a loan marketplace. So you have a marketplace of lenders who are vying for your business. This is really good. Anytime you have a loan marketplace, it just means, in our view, based on our research, that you have a larger chance of being approved. Your approval odds are higher because you have a lot of lenders who are vying for your business. That's what you want. You want to be like the treasure that everybody's fighting for. So this is just fantastic. And the cool thing is you can use the loan for a multitude of things, from unforeseen expenses to financial emergencies. So even when we talk about emergencies, those emergencies can actually run the whole gamut, from medical to food related, to budget related, to anything, to adoption, whatever. It can be anything. And low credit finance will take care of you. You have an easy application process. Okay. As I said before, you have a wide selection of lenders. You have a wide selection of personal loan, personal loans. And even better, there are no hidden charges if you actually were to process a loan through low credit finance. So this is really great. I mean, if you're looking for a platform that gives you a vast range of options to choose from, then it's really worth it. So this is really fantastic. We love this a lot. I want to talk to you about another lender. If you're thinking about bad credit loans or no credit check for emergencies, think about Big Buck Loans. This is a great lender, and this lender is not going to give you like gazillions amounts of money. But hey, listen, even if you can get 100 all the way to 5,000, you're still good. Okay, and this is no credit check. You can get actually your money within 1 day and within 8 hours to 1 day. Okay, as soon as you are approved, funds can be transferred within 15 minutes. 15 minutes, nothing complicated. Things are real fast. That's what we love. And Big Buck Loans actually has a process in place whereby they actually send the funds to your account real fast. The only thing is that in some cases, depending on your bank, you might not get the amounts right away. It might take like up to 24 hours to actually so that you have access to the money. Okay. Now, if you don't want that, you need to call Big Buck Loans. As soon as you're approved, call Big Buck Loans and tell them that you would love to have maybe like a money transfer or a check or whatever, so that they don't actually send you a check, because they tend to send a check real fast. So this is really good. And one thing we love here is that with Big Buck Loans, you have a large constellation of loan amounts, and obviously they're not giving you like $50,000 maximum as you had with Fast Loans Group, Super Personal Finder, Fast Money Source, or Honest Loans, but you still get something, and which is great, which is better than nothing, right? And so one thing we also love here is that Big Buck Loans distinguishes itself by boasting the highest approval rate for personal loans online in our experience. And the approval of a personal loan through Big Buck Loans is not contingent upon your FICO. Okay, because all credit scores are welcome. So this means what? It means that regardless of your credit history, you can access personal loans online with limits that reach up to $5,000. And they're asking you for a like proof of employment. So minimum monthly income of $1,000. So gross income every year, $12,000 if you want to get approved through Big Buck Loans. I want to talk to you about hard paydays. So if you're looking for, let's say, you want to get a bad credit loan, no credit check for emergencies, you might want to consider hard paydays. And here you can borrow like $100 rather to $5,000, and you can repay the loan within 3 to 24 months. So they're not going to ask you for don't expect to have a longer repayment window through hard paydays. Okay, but really interesting, $300 to $5,000, and to be actually repaid within 2 years, it's still worth it. I mean, if you have an emergency, you need cash real quick, you have the opportunity to actually see this and really say, okay, what can I do to really sort of to repay the loan real fast. So this is really good. And one thing I also want to say here is that hard paydays, what they do is that they actually offer you a range of very cheap personal loans, so that because you have interest rates that go all the way to 5%. I mean 5 to 6%. That's the minimum, and the maximum is about 36%. I mean, when you really think about it, if you are looking for a bad credit loan, no credit check for emergencies, to be able to access an APR range from 6% to 36% is really great, because this is the kind of loan, this is the kind of APRs you get anyway from regular loans that actually check your credit. That's the same thing. So this is really great. And again, what we love about hard paydays is that they actually approve borrowers from all 50 states. I mean, for all states, not a problem. They don't have any kind of We do not land in Nevada, in South Dakota, or North Dakota, because those are the states where sometimes the regulators wants to make sure that lenders abide by certain conditions. So lenders, as a result, they just want to stay out of those 3 or 4 states, and they want to focus on what they call, investor-friendly states. But you just have to be sure. So one thing we love is that Heartbeat has no sort of restriction here. So they approve all kinds of borrowers. Fantastic. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about bad credit loans, no credit check for emergencies, and I actually give you a series of lenders who will take care of you. If you're interested in those loans, we have Fast Loans Group, Super Personal Finder, Fast Money Source, Honest Loans, Credit Clock, Low Credit Finance, Big Buck Loans, and Hard Paydays. Thank you. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.